James Creedon is with us in the studio. And James, of course, the world is still fascinated with what happened here in Paris on Monday night, and we've got more images of the inside of the Notre Dame Cathedral.
And I wanted to show this one yesterday because it got a lot of traction, but ran out of time. There's so much on this. It's a photo by Philippe Vajasser. I think that's the correct pronunciation of AFP Getty Images. And I think it's a kind of an image that is summing up
wonderful, yes.
hope, right? Because this all it happened during Holy Week. It's Easter, and I think it kind of got everybody in a bit of a funk. And that's a kind of a nice, hopeful image of the cross that's intact at the altar, and the light is reflecting off it. And I suppose it's reflecting what a lot of people would hope, which is that this is just a little interlude, and that there will be a reconstruction effort and a rebirth. And a lot of people commenting on that photo saying it would touch or move the most secular hearts. But of course the reality is we're seeing more and more images and video from inside that show that the devastation is quite real. So I'll leave it at that for now, but lots of pictures, lots of video from inside the cathedral coming out.
And President Macron tried to raise people's spirits last night, didn't he, when he gave that short address? And he said it will be built, it will be more beautiful than before, but some people are questioning his ambitious time frame.
That's right, 5 years, and indeed you have l'édition du soir, this is l'Express. This kind of sums it up really, because you had his 5-year declaration here on the left. And then I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but experts, this was another article on the right basically saying closer to 20 years. And Le Monde here, they interviewed a specialist from the National Federation for Specialised Buildings and Historical Monuments. He estimated around 20 years. You have Connaissance des Arts, which is a review, a kind of an artistic review, and they specialise in all of this. And they said when it comes to heritage, going too quickly is always a source of worry. Financial Times, for their part, interviewed Becky Clark, who's the Director of Churches and Cathedrals for the Church of England. She said it's a process that should not be done too fast. You have to, first of all, you have to dry out all of the. You have to make sure that the consolidation effort takes place, and then there should be a moment of pause. And essentially, you really shouldn't go too quickly. Now, of course, we do know that new technology, I'll get to that in a second, there's lots of reasons to think that with technology things could go a little bit quicker. Actually, I'll show you that. There were drones and robots that helped to save Notre Dame, various kind of objects that were Chinese manufactured that were used, 2 of them at least, in a bid to kind of fly over the cathedral and locate what,
where the flames were,
exactly,
where the water was needed.
And we're hearing as well that technology will be able to probably contribute to the reconstruction effort. We even saw Assassin's Creed, that game. By the way, it's free for a week. They're definitely using the tragedy as a marketing tool. But essentially, Assassin's Creed had a very high-res sort of recreation of the cathedral. And apparently the artist in question, or the designer, spent 2 years. He was a bit obsessive, kind of meticulously placing bricks, and all of that could help in the reconstruction effort as well.
Wow, amazing. Well, it's going to be an international effort, isn't it?
That's right.
Everyone pulling together. And I'm sure records have been broken when it comes to the amount of money that's been raised and how quickly it's been raised. Nearly €1 billion already for Notre Dame. So
that is very impressive, and a lot of people very complimentary of that as well. Others saying, reaction of the rich to the Notre Dame fire teaches us a lot about the world we live in. In other words, when people want to give the money for the cause that they want to give it to, it's there. So you did have people saying, this was a quote from that comment, that article in Joe.ie. If 2 men, with 2 of the donors, in a world of more than 7 billion people, can provide 300 million to restore Notre Dame within 6 hours, then there is enough money in the world to feed, clothe, educate everybody. The failure to do so is a matter of will and a matter of the system. So a lot of people those comments were made saying, we can't tell people what good causes to donate money to. In other words, people donate to what they want. But this is why philanthropy can never replace taxes. That's one comment there connected to that as well. It's astonishing the amount of money that was given simply because it serves to remind us that there is massive wealth, and money will pour out of the coffers for causes that only the rich care about. So some of those comments not altogether clement.
Let's not forget they are people that create wealth.
That's right. Well. This is true too.
And do pay a lot of tax.
Fondation Abbé Pierre also kind of saying, hey, this is wonderful. Thank you very much, but can you give us just 1% of that? We'd really like some. Now, I just want to very quickly before we go saying there is a...
And I should say, I think it's the CEO of Kering, I think it's François Pinault, who has renounced the tax rebate that he would get for that donation.
That's right. So, which was pretty...
they're not all bad.
Absolutely. Now, there is an effort effort there's been a competition launched for the Reconstruction effort. Some monstrosities going up on social media, such as this one. One person saying, what, next is it going to be a commercial centre? So let's hope it's not something like that.
Oh, wow. Horrible. All right, James, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Laura.
James Green with Media Watch.